Good evening, kids and parents. In the lesson number 7, we are going to talk about long and short side defense in details. But please notice that in this position, the pawn is not on the 7th rank, but the pawn is on the 5th rank. And there are some rules here that can be different. Now, we are facing a checkmate. So the question is, how do we play here? King c8 or king e8? Now, I want you to play king c8 to go with the king to the short side and leave the rook on the long side. Later, we can study a little bit also king e8 because that's important as well. Now, let's see what can happen here. Check, king b7, and there are many moves that white could play. Let's say king e6, king c7. You don't allow this push. Check, and we play king c8, right? So look, it is difficult for white to make an improvement, right? Cannot push the pawn because the checks from behind. And now we play this move, and we are on the long side, and we are going to check king, right here. Look, check, and we extend our rook, right? So now we are really on the long side, 3 files away from the king, and we can check and check and check, right? So look, check, and this move, right? We don't allow the king to go into Lucena position. And you can just play here. And again, from the long side, we play check and check and check and check, right? So we're not allowing the Lucena position, and we cannot lose this way. Now, of course, there are many different ways that this can be played, and that's why the practice of this position is necessary, right? So let's see a little bit more here. So we play king c8, rook h8, king b7, and instead of king d6, let's see the move rook d8, right? So where do we go with a rook? We can play rook d2, or we can play rook to h1, right? Both of those moves are going to be fine. Let's say we play rook h1, and then we can again check from the side. Look, this move, check. Say here, check, and the white king cannot hide. Look at the distance between the rook and the king, so the king cannot attack the rook, and that's what matters, right? That means the black king is on the short side, and the black rook is on the long side. We could analyze even a little bit more. Let's see. We play king c8, and instead of king e6, let's see what other move we could pay attention. Let's say rook e8, right? Again, rook h1, and we have this move and this one. Remember this move. This is a very useful move because we don't allow the king to go to d8 and improve and push the pawn forward, right? And then simply check and again back, right? So that's how you can make a draw. Look, the game is a draw. Check again from the long side. That means the most important here is this position. You go to the short side with a king, and you go to the long side with a rook. But You never know what can happen in the chess games. You may end up in the wrong side. So let's see this. And actually, the world champion Emmanuel Asker proved that even this position is a draw. So after rook d8, you can play this move, and we can still make a draw. And the key move here is king e7, right? So we don't have a space for with a rook, right, to play checks, but we have a king e7. And now if the king takes, we take on d8, and this position is a draw, right? The white cannot win this position. So what else would be important here? Is there anything else? Okay, let's say this move. Again, we play king e7, right? And the game is a draw. That means even if you go to the long side, the game is a draw. But if you are in this position, please go to the short side, right? If you accidentally end up on the long side, then again, the position is still a draw if the pawn is on central file. From the next lesson, you will see when the pawn is on C file, then it's not a draw. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.